What's up, collectors? Welcome back to Films by Color, and welcome back to another episode of This Week in Physical Media, your one-stop shop for everything dropping this week on Blu-ray and 4K. Thanks for popping in, especially those of you who are watching live, because I like to do this show live on Monday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time so that I can talk with you guys and catch up, see what you guys are buying, see what you guys are watching, answering any questions you guys have along the way as we go on this journey through everything that's dropping tomorrow, November 14th, Blues Day, Tuesday. And I've already got some people here. Ethan Edwards is here. Kevin House is here. Gus popping in early. And then a couple people here before we even started. So thank you guys so much for popping in. We'll get started here in a minute. Yeah, there we go. Got an internet user here back again. Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Guess Gus, I did get a haircut. It was long overdue. It was getting super annoying and shaggy. So thanks for noticing. I quite like it. It's much more manageable. But anyway, no one cares about that. We're here to talk about the new releases that are dropping tomorrow. We've got I say this every week, but there's so much stuff coming out, so much physical media coming out every week. Is a ton of stuff. Whether you're interested in the stuff or not is up to you, but there's definitely a ton of stuff coming out, so hopefully some of this will interest you as we go along. Let me say hello to some people. So we've got Kevin House, like I said, internet user is here, Gus is here, Michael Smith, I'm off work tonight, so you are stuck with me the whole time. Well, I'm happy to hear that, sir. Welcome, love to talk to you. Here's Henry Bidenkamp here as well. Hello, everyone. Let's jump right into it. Switching over to the second camera here. We've got lots of good stuff coming out. So first thing on the list is Duel, and we're going to talk about that a couple times this week because there's a few different releases from Universal Studios, and this is the 4K Blu-ray digital 4K combo pack. And I don't know Duel. Duel is apparently a 1971 film. Let's go ahead and see what the cover looks like. There we go. We've got oh wow, this is Steven Spielberg's first film. I wish I had time to prep for this so I could have looked into that. But yeah, there you go. Steven Spielberg. So a friend of mine, Connor, friend of the show, his goal was to watch through all of Steven Spielberg's films this year. I think he's kind of moved away from that, and he's working on some other writing projects, which is great. I'm glad he's getting to do that. So I don't know if he's going to make it through all of Steven Spielberg's films this year, because that is a crazy goal. But I don't know if he's seen this one yet. Steven Spielberg's first film, Duel, getting a 4K upgrade. That's pretty cool. And then also, we're getting a 4K Steelbook for Duel, which people will be very excited about. I'll show you the overview. Something interesting about this one is this is a Grub exclusive Steelbook. So Grub.com, and well, let me zoom out here because it's a huge picture. We've got just a massive image of this Grub.com exclusive Steelbook. Looks really cool though. I love the artwork. I love the treatment of the title there, and got some really cool images on the inside. So that's really cool. I see in the chat they're saying it was a TV movie, and people not super crazy about it in the chat. But for this kind of treatment for a TV movie is really cool. Like a 4K limited edition Steelbook like this. Probably why it's a Grub.com exclusive. It's not going wide, but that's still pretty cool for people who want to be completionists about Spielberg's filmography. You've got that. You've got Grub.com. Let me zoom back in here because that was a huge picture. But that's what the entire artwork looks like on that. So you've got the Duel, the 4K standard version, or you've got the 4K Steelbook. And I'm sure there is a Blu-ray version down here somewhere. There's got to be, right? Is it only 4K? Maybe we'll find out in a minute. But yeah, two versions on 4K. Let's see what people are saying about Duel. Hey, we got the Undeclared Nation is here. Good to see you. Don't see your name very often. Ethan Edwards says, I like the new time. I get home from work a little before 9, so I can watch this while cooking dinner and taking care of the dog. Perfect. Yeah, I'm digging the new time too. It's great because I got a little bit of time after the kids go to sleep to hang out with my wife before I pop on here. And I like staying up a little bit later, so it's been good. And there's been more, I feel like there's been a bigger crowd since we switched it to 9 o'clock. Last few shows have been 9 o'clock, and it's been going great. Michael Smith says it's a TV movie. It was aight for me. So he's not the biggest fan of Duel, but if you are a big fan, I'm sure you're happy it's getting a 4K release. Gus says it's a road stalker movie. Interesting. That's always creepy. Ethan says he was about to upgrade Duel a few months ago, and then I saw it was getting the 4K. Glad I waited. That is why I'm doing this show, Ethan. You could not have more perfectly encapsulated the reason I do this show is because I kept buying things, and then literally like a week or a month later, they would come out with a new upgrade. And if I had just waited, I'm kicking myself for buying the Cabinet of Dr. Caligari, and then immediately the next day, I find out that they're making a 4K release. So I'm trying to keep up with what's coming out, trying to keep up with the news a little bit more so I can buy the right things and not waste my money when an upgrade drops like immediately after I buy it. Kevin Howe says, Duel is one of my favorite made-for-TV films. I really hope you put it on your list. DJ Dennis Weaver is fantastic in it. Okay, so teams forming. Gus, it also got a theatrical run with a new cut. Interesting. Let me check that. I'm going to go back, actually, because the new cut is probably... maybe not. It usually says 2 cuts of the film when it shows both cuts. So maybe that's not on the 4K. That's unfortunate. Hopefully it is, because that would be nice. Henry says the Duel artwork reminds him of The Wages of Fear. That's pretty cool. That's one I got to check out. Wages of Fear is Henri Clouseau, right? The same director as Diabolique. I think I have that right. And I really, really like Diabolique. And I haven't seen Wages of Fear yet. Michael Smith, I always pronounce it as the word groove in my head. Don't know which is correct. I don't either, but I've heard people say grove, so I said grove. But I am not an expert on that pronunciation for that site. So maybe it is groove. That would probably make more sense, I guess. All right, next up, we've got The Last Picture Show getting a 4K released from Criterion tomorrow. This is really cool. I actually went to a Barnes & Noble today. Obviously, most people in my audience know that they're doing a 50% off sale on all Criterions this month, all month long in the month of November. And I went to the store today with my friend John, and we shot a Criterion haul video for you. Both picked up a couple things, so that'll be edited and up hopefully sometime this week. So hopefully you enjoy that video. I have been itching to get back to a Barnes & Noble because I haven't had any... I've been out of town all last week. Right after I shot last week's Monday show, went out of town. I was in Dallas all last week, so I didn't have any chance to go to Barnes & Noble. So finally got to do that today, and I can't wait for you to see that video. But tomorrow, Criterion's releasing The Last Picture Show, which has got this lovely cover art. I am always a sucker for this kind of... I don't even know what you call this style. It's kind of like a collage-y style where you have like ripped textures and just overlaid on top of photos and stuff. I really like it. I love the cover. Have not seen this film yet, but this is actually one I'm looking forward to. Heard a lot of good things about it. And it is getting a 4K release and a Blu-ray release from Criterion. So that's very cool. I like that they're still putting out Blu-ray releases for people who need those, but I'm going to go ahead and pick up the 4K of that one. I don't know if I'll get it this month or not. Let me know if I should go ahead and bite the bullet and get it this month. I already have some things planned to pick up this month for the sale, so I don't know if I'm going to get to that one or not. Also, continuing with the 4K Steelbooks, we've got a 4K anniversary Steelbook for Rudy. Last week we had a bunch of anniversaries on the show. This week it's Rudy. Rudy 4K Steelbook. This is not a Best Buy exclusive. You can get this on Amazon.com. I will put all of the links, all of the Amazon links. I already did put all the Amazon links in the description, so you can check that right now or after the show. And if you want to click on any of these links and find those. But yes, this is Rudy, the 30th Anniversary Edition. I have not seen this movie. I'm not a huge sports movie fan, but I've heard this is one of the ones my wife always gives me crap for not having seen this because she loves this. But the cover is not really grabbing me. I don't know if that's like a really important scene in the movie and that's why they use that cover, but he's just kind of standing there on a field. But there is a sunrise happening. That's got to be an important scene in the movie. But it looks fine. It looks okay. We don't see what the rest of the Steelbook looks like. They only have the front cover on here. But there you go. You've got Rudy, $29.99, available tomorrow or for pre-order today. And that's getting a nice Steelbook. What are people saying in the chat here? Oh, hey, look at this. John popped in. I was just telling him about our trip to Barnes & Noble today. That's John. John Malachi is here, and he says Duel is basically Jaws with a truck. It's a pretty good sell. It's a pretty good sell. Good pitch. People still talking about Duel, man. Everybody is digging on Duel. Internet user buying something just before it gets an upgrade, a tale as old as time. Seriously, man. Seriously. Gus says the Last Picture Show has the sequel on 2K. Mine shipped today. Oh, interesting. That's actually very cool. I love when they include like a second film. I think The Killers has 2 versions of that film on the Criterion, and they don't usually advertise it like every other company. And I kind of like this actually, but every other company will like make a 2-movie collection at the top or whatever and try to really push that there's 2 movies on there for sales. Criterion will just put it on the back, and like they'll put like 2 years, put it in little tiny font because they want to keep their collection pure, because only one of them is on, has the spine number. So it's kind of cool. They're not flashy with their releases, but it is cool when they include those as a supplement. But Michael Smith says Duel's heavily influenced by the underrated 2001 Joyride with Paul Walker, penned by J.J. Abrams, directed by John Dahl. Heavily influenced that. Interesting. Okay. I've not heard of that one either. And then, yeah. Undeclared Nation says that's a must. Hashtag Last Picture Show 4K. So yeah, really wants me to pick that one up. So that is one for Last Picture Show. Maybe I will. If I can spare an extra $20 this month, that's one I'm already interested in. So I don't think that's a very hard sell for me. Jumping over to Blue Steel from the 90s. Going back to the 90s, 1990, we have a Lionsgate Films release of Blue Steel on Blu-ray. This is part of the Vestron Collectors series, which I am not familiar with, but it looks cool. This is a Jamie Lee Curtis film, a rookie cop, a demented killer, a point-blank thriller. Look at that. There's a little poem at the top there. That seems fun. Like a crime thriller starring Jamie Lee Curtis. Seems cool. Not exactly my thing, but I do want to look more into what is the Vestron video series. So this is spine number 31 in that series. Do they always do like that genre of film, or do they have like interesting? I need to look into that. But there you go. For people who are fans of Blue Steel, the film, not the look. There you go. You've got that on Blu-ray. Not a 4K release, but it is a Blu-ray, which is appropriate for Blue Steel. And then also coming out from Kino Lorber, who is on this list every single week. Kino Lorber is constantly putting things out. They never let a week go by without dropping something, it feels like. They're putting out 2 Days in the Valley. Just one valley on this one. 2 Days in the Valley, starring a whole bunch of names here at the top, and it's got a nice slipcover for the first run. And look at this. They're even showing, okay, this is cool. So they've released ahead of time what the slipcover looks like, and what the artwork underneath the slipcover looks like, and the reversible artwork, what that looks like. So it looks like they're going the Arrow route, where you've got custom artwork on the slip and the art, and then you reverse it, and then you got the original poster, which, whew, that is quite the poster. That's got to be straight out of the 90s. That is a very 90s Photoshop looking poster. But there you go. There it is. It's got some floating glasses back there, some very 90s font, and like an explosion just plopped in there, floating in the background. That is something. I might have to. I would probably keep it on the other artwork. But there you go. That artwork looks pretty cool. I like that. It's another 90s thriller. That seems to be the theme this week. 90s thriller vibes. And then, of course, I've heard a lot about it, this one. There's a Paramount Presents picture coming out this week, adding to their line of 4Ks that they've been doing with these nice slipcovers that have a little open window on the front there. And it is Terms of Endearment. So if you haven't seen these Paramount Presents yet, this is the slipcover here, but this front flap kind of opens up, and then you get the poster there on the inside of that, which is cool. There's a few of these Paramount Presents that I really want to get. I'm behind on those. It's really hard for me to get into other labels when I'm trying to collect Criterion so often. But there it is. There's the inside. It looks like they've got a nice clear Blu-ray case underneath. Limited edition, it says. So I guess these are limited runs. But yeah, Terms of Endearment is getting a 4K release, so that's very cool. Paramount Presents, always doing good stuff. And then we will jump into a favorite action series here in a minute, but let's go ahead and jump back to you guys in the comments. People talking in the comments. Kevin House says that is a really uninspiring Rudy cover. That's what I thought, right? I didn't want to say too much because I haven't seen the film, so I didn't want to talk about stuff I don't know what I'm talking about. But yeah, it didn't seem very inspiring to me. He was just kind of standing there. Ethan says, I just added John on Letterboxd. Good. Hey, maybe you should tell him to post more, because he never uses Letterboxd. I try to get him into it. He's not into it. Maybe he'll start posting more if people start following him. But let's see. Michael Smith says, hard to believe Jamie Lee Curtis has an Oscar now. Both her parents were nominated too. Yeah, I wasn't crazy about her winning that Oscar. There was other performances last year that I wanted over her, but you know, it's fine. I'm not upset about it. She was in a great movie. Yeah, see, John even says he's terrible about using Letterboxd. And then we have Michael Smith here. Spader is great in 2 Days in the Valley. Oh, interesting. Is James Spader in that? Is that who he's talking about? Yeah, well, yeah, James Spader, 90s James Spader. Fascinating. That's interesting. Henry says Last Picture Show is $30 with the sale because of Texasville. Okay. Interesting. So it's $60 normally? That's crazy. Ethan says he's talking to John. And then John says 2 Larry McMurdy movies in one day. He wrote the books for Terms of Endearment and Last Picture Show. Wow. I wonder, I guess that was just a coincidence, but that's pretty cool. John with the little tidbits, little random trivia facts. Thank you, John. All right, back to you with the news. Here we go. Equalizer 3. So this is what I was alluding to a second ago. This is a beloved, I believe a beloved action series that is on its 3rd installment here. We've got the Equalizer 3 getting a 4K release. We'll look at the standard 4K release first, which, whoops, I just clicked on the Batman somehow. Didn't mean to do that. But here we go. We've got the Equalizer 3 getting a 4K release. Very uninspired cover. You thought the Rudy one was bad? Look at this one. It's literally just Denzel Washington's face. There it is. Jaw-dropping action that will blow you away, but you wouldn't know from this cover because it looks just kind of like an uninterested Denzel Washington who had to do this shoot, and he just looks kind of like bored. That is quite possibly the worst cover for an action movie I've ever seen. Bored Denzel Washington. But never fear, because we don't have to get the standard edition because we have a Steelbook edition, which is about the same. It looks like there's action going on behind him in this version, but he looks still just bored. Super bored. He's holding some kind of a flag, and then there's all this painted action going on behind him. But he's still bored. But at least it's a Steelbook, so people who like Steelbooks will be excited about that. That is a Best Buy exclusive Steelbook, so check out your local Best Buy before they get rid of all their physical media, and maybe grab Equalizer 3. I have not followed this series, so I don't know if 3 is as good as 2, and if either of them are as good as 1. But they're still making them, so I guess people are watching them, and you can own it now at your local Best Buy. We've also got the standard Blu-ray release for Equalizer, which we don't need to take a look at. But then they're also releasing a 3-film collection. Obviously, every time you get to a 3rd one, like we just did with My Big Fat Greek Wedding, you have the 3-movie collection. So you've got Equalizer, Equalizer 2, and Equalizer 3, all 3. This one, he's so bored, he's turned away from us. He's not even looking at us. He's done. He is done with the 3-movie collection. He's completely given up. But there it is, 3-movie collection. If you haven't had the first 2 on 4K and you want to get all 3, there you go. 1, 2, and 3 in one shot for $43.99 on Amazon.com right now. Link in the description. And we'll move right along to the next film in the set, which is Bone Tomahawk, which is a very cool title. Another Steelbook. Not an exclusive Steelbook, just a normal Steelbook. And it's called Bone Tomahawk. This is a Western starring Kurt Russell, Patrick Wilson, Matthew Fox. Holy crap. What is this cast? This is amazing. Never heard of this. 2015. Okay. There you go. You've got the front, all pixelated and blurry. Not a great photo from Blu-ray.com. Do better, Blu-ray.com. And then you've got the back, which is very cool. Just a nice portrait. And then, let's see, it says slip. Oh gosh. Don't open it on Amazon. We're not going to Amazon right now. And then you got the inside. We don't need to see every single picture, but Bone Tomahawk seems like a deep cut. But if you're into Westerns, then you could probably check this one out. Or if you already are familiar with this film, let me know what it's like in the comments, because it looks pretty cool. That's crazy. Kurt Russell, man. Kurt Russell's great. You can't go wrong with a Kurt Russell movie. What's everybody saying in the chat? Looks like Connor has popped in. Welcome, buddy. Good to see you. Internet user says staring contest with Denzel Washington. Yeah, right. I don't think he could beat him because he looks pretty dead inside in those covers. First two Equalizers were good, LOL, says Gus. So I guess inherent in that comment is the fact that Equalizer 3 is not good, according to Gus. Unless he hasn't seen Equalizer 3 and he's just saying the first two are good, which is probably more likely. Connor says, I'm in for Terms of Endearment and The Last Picture Show 4K. Yes, I was talking to you earlier, Connor, and you said Last Picture Show was on your list for this month, so I hope you can find one. Run out to your Barnes & Noble and see if you can get one. They usually get a bunch of copies of the new releases, so I'm sure you'll be fine there. Thanks for popping in, buddy. Always good to talk with you. Michael Smith says, I think they have stoner interns in charge of cover art at most labels. Only way to explain so many awful covers. Yeah, man. We're going to talk about all the awful covers here because we like to talk about all the aspects of physical media here. The movies are great, but we can talk about the packaging too, especially when they whiff it like that and just put... I'm not picking on Denzel. It's not Denzel's fault, but it's just the people putting together the covers. Have me put together the covers, people. Send it to me. I'll work for you. I would love to work for a physical media company. Hit me up. Zeta Generous. Oh, hey, is that a new name? I don't recognize the name. T-minus how many months till Best Buy stops carrying physical media? That's a good question. I think it's like 2024. I think we just have a couple months left. I think that's what I've heard. That's what the scuttlebutt is around the internet, that they are going to stop in 2024. But don't take my word for it, because I am just blindly repeating what I've heard without actually looking into it at all. But my Best Buy stopped carrying physical media a long time ago, so it's nothing new for me, but I know that that's going to be across the board pretty soon. Connor says, I've seen the first two Equalizer movies. Wasn't really into either, but it's cool to see a mid-budget movie star-led action series that a decent amount of people seem to dig. Cool. I'm game for it too. I'm not a huge action movie guy, but I'm glad people are digging those. I'm with you, Connor. I'm glad they're digging them. John says, I actually saw Equalizer 3 in the theater. Not bad. Ringing endorsement from John. Thank you, John. Ethan Edwards, Bone Tomahawk is good, but it has maybe the most disgusting moment I've ever seen in a film. Well, there's a sell. Wow, that's a selling point for some people. Not for me, but some people like to be disgusted. So, interesting. Now you got me intrigued, but I don't want to watch the movie just to be disgusted. But it has a cool cover. Connor Nielsen, 2015 Western horror hybrid that I hear is pretty good. Okay, talking about Bone Tomahawk. It has the best title we've talked about this evening. So, Last Picture Show is a pretty good title too. But yeah, Bone Tomahawk. Pretty cool. Connor says, I agree. Kurt Russell is the man. Thank you. Anytime you want to agree with me, feel free. I love it. So, this is Sonny Chiba. The Sonny Chiba Collection, Volume 2. Now, this looks kind of just like a mundane release from the cover here, but it's actually not. It's like this. So this is the just standard Blu-ray from Shout Factory. But if you click on the second link here, you've got a nice deluxe slipcase, which looks very cool. This is a 4-disc set from Shout Select. Spine number 149. Very cool artwork on the front there. Look at that. Anything you could want. You got a grimacing. See, at least he's grimacing. They could have at least had Denzel grimacing like that. And then you've got a guy with a sword, another guy with a big old gun, another guy shooting a gun, and another guy who is doing this motion with his hand. I don't know what he's doing. Is he conjuring something, or is he just... I don't know what he's doing, but he looks cool. He also looks like he's the same guy that's right there. So look at that. I think this is all the same guy. I think this is all Sonny Chiba in different films. So that's really cool. I love when they put together... I'm a huge box set boy. I've talked about it before on this channel. So anytime you get like a filmmaker or an actor's like collection in one set, that's very cool. It says 7 movies. I'm going to see if it lists the movies here, because I'd love to list those for you guys, but I don't see it offhand, and I don't want to take up too much time looking for it. But if you're familiar with Sonny Chiba and his kind of films, then there's at least 7 of them right there in this collection. And this is volume 2. So I'm assuming there's another volume with a similar amount of films that already came out. This is only $49.99 on Amazon. 7 films for $50. You can't beat it. That seems pretty cool. I gotta get more Shout Select releases. I don't have enough of those. And then also we've already talked about the Equalizer. Then you got Sound of Freedom, runaway hit of the summer, made more money than anyone thought it was gonna make. It's from VidAngel Studios, just getting a standard Blu-ray release with no bells and whistles, no slipcover or anything, just a standard release on that one. and that is 1996 on Amazon right now. So there you go. Sound of Freedom is getting a Blu-ray release. And one more new release here, new film that just came out, 2023 film. This is the Nun II 4K release. It's getting a ugly banner at the top, 100 years of celebrating every story release from Warner Brothers. But there you go. Ignoring the giant like triple banner at the top, it's an okay cover. I haven't heard anything great about this film, so I don't know what the consensus is on the Nun. I'm pretty sure people are done with the Conjuring universe at this point. But there you go. You got the second Nun film. It is getting a 4K release, and of course it's also getting a Blu-ray release, and I'm sure it's getting a Steelbook release. I don't know about that. Here's the Blu-ray release. Exact same artwork, except an even worse banner at the top, just a big blue banner with the Blu-ray. And maybe it's not getting a Steelbook. Maybe that's the sign that your franchise is dying, is that they don't even give you a Steelbook anymore. You don't even get a Steelbook, Nun. You get a Blu-ray and a 4K. That's all you get. You can go home now, Nun. Let's go ahead and talk to the people here, see what people are talking about in the chat. Ethan Edwards says, I haven't seen the Equalizer movies, but how do they explain a cop that's almost 70? Well, it's the movies, man. I mean, Nick Fury, Sam Jackson is doing a lot more than cop. He's like a freaking super spy, and he's pushing 70. So whatever, it's a movie, man. It's movies. I doubt they even mention it. I doubt they just pretend like he's 50. Kevin House, fun fact, Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn met on the set of Disney's The One and Only Genuine Original Family Band in 1968. Interesting. There you go. So we got two people in the comments throwing out fun facts. We got Kevin versus John. Michael Smith, DJ, you and Connor should do a video on your Mount Rushmore of film directors. Mine are Kurosawa, Hitchcock, Bergman, and John Ford. That is a pretty hefty Mount Rushmore. I mean, that's pretty good. That's a good list. I haven't seen any Bergman yet. I'm still holding to. No, I have. I've seen The Magic Flute, but I haven't seen any of his other films. So I'm still waiting to take a deep dive into the Bergman stuff. But I've seen a lot of Hitchcock, and everything from John Ford I've loved. And I watched my first Kurosawa film just last week. I watched The Hidden Fortress, which I quite enjoyed. I liked it quite a bit. So I am starting my Kurosawa journey. My Mount Rushmore, yeah, that would be a fun video. Connor, what do you think? You think we should do that video? That would be fun. If I were to do that video, it would be like very specific to me, like my favorites. I wouldn't be interested in doing like what I think is the definitive one, because I'm not really interested in that. Like what you like. I'm not going to tell you what to like, but I can tell you what I like, and that's what this channel is all about. So hopefully you like that. So I would do a Mount Rushmore of my 4 favorites, which would be tough because I'm not a big director heavy watcher. Like I usually just watch movies that interest me here and there, and then sometimes I'll watch a lot of films from the same director. Like I've done it with Wes Anderson, and I've done it with Jacques Tati, and I've done it with Guillermo del Toro, but yeah, I don't usually do that, but I like to do it more often. I have a lot of Alfred Hitchcock films that I should watch because I've bought the 2 volume collections back there, and I've got all the Criterion stuff that he's done. So yeah, that would be a good video. I feel like I need to do a little more prep before I could do that video. I could do it right now, I guess, and always update it in the future. Brent, I think my favorite Kurt Russell film is Hateful Eight. I've heard that's a good one. I'm way behind on my Tarantino. My wife liked Hateful Eight, I think. I think that's one of her favorites of his. Up there with, what is the big... I can't think right now, but whatever the Nazi one is called. She liked that one too. Connor, I just watched Killing Me Softly, a gloriously terrible erotic thriller from 2003. I loved it. Criterion needs to get on that 4K stat. Oh, okay. Killing Me Softly. 2003. Is that the one with Brad Pitt? Or is that a different Killing Me Softly? You have to let me know. Box Set Boy DJ. Worst superhero name, LOL. Yeah, I mean, I'll take it. I mean, if I had the superpower to like create any box set I wished, I'd take it. That's not a lame superpower. That's an amazing superpower. I would immediately make me a Wes Anderson box set, or like another. Well, I guess I was gonna say an Eric Romer box set, but I've already got the 2 best box sets for Eric Romer that you can get. Although I don't have the best box set from Eric Romer, which is that one that has like all 20. It has like 23 films in it. That one's crazy. Look that up. Craziest box set ever. It barely even holds together. Let's see. Connor Nielsen attempted jump scares in The Nun 2. 24. Actual scary moments, none. So you've seen The Nun 2. Okay. So Connor, thumbs down from Connor. Not a big Nun 2 fan. Ethan says, wrong Nun. Get Jacques Rivette's The Nun. Okay. I've been interested in his stuff. There's a big Arrow Academy box set of Jacques Rivette's stuff. But I haven't watched his stuff yet. I don't want to buy a big box set when I haven't even seen any of his stuff yet. Connor Nielsen, let me see. Gus says, I love the One and Only movie. Cool. I'll have to check that out. That was the one Kevin mentioned earlier. Let's pop over here. We've been talking. We've been yapping too long. Let's get back to what's coming out. Here we go. This is an interesting one. I didn't even hear about this, but this is apparently a Nicolas Cage movie. Color Out of Space is getting a 4K Steelbook. And it looks bananas. Look at this cover. So this is H.P. Lovecraft's Color Out of Space, which makes sense because look at this insane, trippy, drug-induced cover. Is there a slip? No, there's the front and back. Looks like some kind of brain plummeting into some molten pink lava. And then the same crazy cover on the front. And then I think it's going to show us the inside. Why does it keep opening another page? Don't do that. There's the inside shot from the film. This looks wild. Has anyone seen this? Did this go to theaters? I completely missed this. Oh, this is a 2019 film. That's why. This is older than I thought. It's not a 2023 film. It's from a few years ago, but it's getting a nice steelbook in 4K, a 4K steelbook. Very cool. Very cool. Nicolas Cage, another one who, well, I was going to say who can't go wrong with, but he's done some stinkers. My goodness, the Left Behind movie from whatever that year was. Whew, that was a mistake. Should not have saw that in the theater. Sympathy for the Devil is getting a 4K steelbook. This is another one from RLJ Entertainment. I didn't mention this on the last one, but that was also from RLJ. And this is another steelbook. So here you go, Sympathy for the Devil, another Nicolas Cage movie. So you've got this could be a cool double feature night. Buy this and buy the Color Out of Space and do a double feature Nicolas Cage 4K steelbook night. When the devil's in the details, there's hell to pay. That's great. Perfect. Cut the check. 90 minutes. Get in, get out, get a Nicolas Cage action thriller, and move on. That seems cool. I don't know. I'm not the biggest. That's not. It doesn't attract me that much, but it could be fun. Those two coming out the same day. That is a 2023 movie. Interesting. That one I did not hear anything about this year. Is that straight to video? Did that get a wide release? You have to let me know. And then we also get Neon City. Like I said, Kino Lorber always killing it with their releases. They've got a 1991 film here called Neon City on Blu-ray with original slipcover on the first run. There we go. Take a deep breath. It may be your last. Welcome to the year 2053. Look at that. Look at that dystopian future. 90s dystopian future film. Very cool. Kino Lorber always got such a wide range of things. They put out anything. They could put out a Criterion movie. They could put out an Arrow movie. They could put out a Vinegar Syndrome movie. They could put out anything. That's what I like about Kino Lorber. They got no... I was going to say they have no standards. They have no boundaries. There we go. That's a nice way to say it. I love Kino Lorber. Love you guys. Feel free to sponsor the channel. I will happily accept early releases and review them for you. That would be great. There's another one here that I have not heard of. This is Full Body Massage, getting a Blu-ray from Unearthed Films, another 90s film, 1995. Big week in 90s releases. This is a running theme here on the show. 90s films. Ooh, this looks a little sensual. What is this? What is this? Full Body Massage, a film by Nicholas Roeg. Oh, it's a Nicholas Roeg film. Okay. Nicholas Roeg and Unearthed Classics. Another line of films that I will never be able to collect because there's an infinite number of films. But that looks interesting. We got Mimi Rogers and Brian Brown. Maybe that's someone's favorite. Let's go ahead and hop back over here real quick. Talk to you guys. That's why we do this live, so we can chat with you guys here. Thank you, Kevin. Inglourious Basterds. That's what I was trying to think of. Could have got there, but I didn't want to waste time thinking about it on camera. Code Geass anime fan. Nicolas Cage is in so many films that it's hard to keep track of them all. Seriously, I know. That's what I'm saying. I couldn't tell if they came out in 2023 or not. One of those did. Michael Smith is Cage trying to break Bruce Willis's record of movies nobody has seen or heard of. Okay, good. I'm glad I'm not the only one who hasn't even heard of those two films because, yeah, he's just pumping them out, man. Ethan says he just watched Color Out of Space a few weeks ago and I was disappointed. That was my worry when I saw that awesome cover. That is it just kind of boring and like it doesn't live up to that promise on the cover? Probably not. It's probably a lower budget film and just kind of disappointing, like Ethan said. I'm sorry to hear that. That's a bummer because that was the one of the two I was more interested in. Sympathy of the Devil didn't really grab me. Kevin House, in the spirit of Connor's nonsense pun, I didn't see that. I missed it. Sorry, Connor. Cary Grant starred in None But the Lonely Heart. Oh, there we go. That's another trivia fact from Kevin, John. So you're behind. You're gonna have to catch up. Let me see here. What do we got? People talking back and forth. I want to make sure I don't, read their conversations. Here we go. This is what I was interested in. Michael Smith, full body massage was a cable staple back in the days. It is exactly what it says. Mimi Rogers getting a full body massage in vivid detail. Well, color me interested. That doesn't sound like a waste of an hour and a half. An internet user, you had me at full body massage. That's what I'm saying. Right there with you, my friend. And then Brent, I believe, is talking to Kevin. So I'll let you guys hash that out amongst yourself. Just talk amongst yourself as I switch back over here and follow up with the most important release that's coming out tomorrow. I know you're all very excited about this. It is the Twilight Saga 5-movie collection, 4K and Blu-ray, 15th anniversary, Best Buy exclusive Steelbook box set from Lionsgate Films. Ooh. Oh, that's a mouthful. Look at that. Look at that. I mean, it's kind of cool. I'm not going to buy it because I don't care about these films. I've only seen the first one of these, and I thought it was pretty hilarious. We just actually watched it recently, like in October. Me and my wife had watched something kind of dark. I can't remember which Halloween movie we watched. We watched something dark and serious, and we're like, let's just kind of, it wasn't that late, so we didn't want to go to bed yet. We're like, let's put in something silly and just kind of laugh at it and joke around. So we put in the first Twilight movie, and it's still pretty funny. Just the ridiculousness of the things that they make these poor actors say. It's kind of cringe. Just I feel bad for them, but it's also kind of funny. But I've never seen 2, 3, 4, or 5. But they look like they got nice steelbooks in this, and I love steelbook box sets. I don't have any, but those like hard box sets that the steelbooks slide right into. Pretty cool. And if you like these movies, this is a really cool way to buy them, I guess. I know there's fans. I know it has their fans. But that's a Best Buy exclusive steelbook, so I don't know how much the price is going to be, but I'm sure it's going to be a lot of money. That's probably going to be like, I don't even want to guess, but it's well over $100. And I will not be buying that. Look at that. Look at those covers. Look at them. Just those screenshots are all just like murky, bluish green. Okay, I'm not going to start reviewing the movies, but you know what you're getting. If you're buying the Twilight Saga 5-film collection, that's what you're getting. And then we've got another steelbook. Tons of steelbooks. I should have put some kind of crazy steelbook bonanza title in the name of this video because we've got so many steelbooks coming out, mostly due to RLJ Entertainment. This is the third one from RLJ. We've got the 2 Nicolas Cage movies, and now we've got The Man Who Killed Hitler, and then The Bigfoot, getting a 4K and Blu-ray combo pack. There it is, starring none other than Sam Elliott, another guy you can't go wrong with. He's awesome. He's always good, and apparently he killed Hitler and the Bigfoot. So in this universe, there's only one Bigfoot. It's not a species. There's just one. And he gets like, what does this mean? Is this literal? Is this a metaphor? Has anyone seen this movie? I'm fascinated. There it is. There's the back. There you got. Okay, here we go. Unlike any other movie you'll see this year, an endlessly engaging adventure. Those are super vague quotes, and don't tell me anything about what I am interested in. But there you go. You've also got the hotel owner from Schitt's Creek back there. So that's cool. Not the hotel owner. He's like the bank guy or something. I don't know. I don't actually know what he does. But there you go. The Man Who Killed Hitler and then the Bigfoot. So in that order, first Hitler, then the Bigfoot. So he's got his priorities straight. Sam in this movie. But that's 2018. Another film from a few years ago. Another action movie. Lots of action movies this week. And then we've got Guarding Tess, another 90s movie. So we've got 90s movies, and we've got action movies. That is all that's coming out this week. So hopefully you're in that Venn diagram somewhere. But here's Guarding Tess on Blu-ray from 1994, put out by Sony Pictures. Look at this. We're in a Nick Cage-assance. This is another Nick Cage movie, and this is a comedy, Beyond the Call of Duty. Here we go. Shirley MacLaine and Nicolas Cage. Is she the first lady, it looks like, and he's like her bodyguard? Why would Nicolas Cage ever be her bodyguard? Isn't he like 5'7" or something? This reminds me of another comedy that I watched growing up because it's a kid's movie. Anyone seen First Kid with Sinbad? Oh, what a classic. Get on that, Kino Lorber. I really need a Blu-ray release of Sinbad. Dash made me do it. It was Dash's idea. Oh gosh, that's such a great movie. It's got it takes a turn at the end. If you've seen it, the third act is pretty horrifying. And it's Mr. Wiggles, or what's his name? Mr. Noodle. Mr. Noodle from Elmo is like, I'm just going to spoil it because I don't know if anyone's ever going to watch it, but Mr. Noodle from whatever, Sesame Street, Elmo's, whatever Elmo's show is called, it turns into kidnaps a kid and like holds him hostage and is holding a gun to his head at the end of the movie. Kidnaps the first kid. Sorry, I've totally spoiled the movie, but hey, if you want to see Mr. Noodle attempt to murder a kid for ransom money, check it out. Check it out because First Kid is amazing. Another one that I watched a lot growing up. I love Sinbad, man. I watch Jingle All the Way every year. Sinbad, I wish he had done more movies because Jingle All the Way is a classic, and First Kid is right up there. Let me see. We've got another Steelbook coming out. This is from IFC Films, not RLJ. You got to keep your acronyms straight because there's a ton of different acronyms for all these labels. But this is IFC putting out another Steelbook called Werewolves Within. This looks to be a very low-budget film, not rated, so I don't think it got a theatrical release. But there it is, Werewolves Within, and looks to be like a horror film. You got, standard, man, they're stacking a ton of names at the top right there. I don't know why they're putting so many names up there. Because I probably don't recognize any of them. Oh my God, look who that is. Look who it is. He's dual wielding axes. That is, what's his name? It's the guy from Veep. Anybody watch Veep? This guy's hilarious in Veep, and he is the star. Sam Richardson, is that who it is? Wow, that's amazing. I would love to see him kill some werewolves. That's not him. But he's right there on the front. That's hilarious. Maybe that's pretty crazy. Let me pop over here real quick just to send a message to my wife because one of my kids is I don't know if you guys can hear that, but he's awake. Hopefully she sees this. I might have to pop out and help him if she doesn't see that. But let's go ahead and move forward. I'm actually going to talk to you guys because it's been a long time since I've been talking to you guys. I've been rambling about 90s kids movies and everything else under the sun. Let's go ahead and go back to wow. Lots of people, lots of comments. I'll try to catch up. 123 Rock Fan. It's funny that a lot of talented directors made the Twilight films, but from weak source material. Yeah, right? Hey, you got to start somewhere. And hopefully, you can get your directing skills noticed, even if you have to work with some weak scripts. Glad that Robert Pattinson and Kristen Stewart were able to turn their careers around. Yeah, they both made it out. They're both great actors. And both have done really great things recently. Let's see. Michael Smith, the man who killed Hitler and then the Bigfoot. Oscar buzz is already starting. Well, maybe, but it was 2018, so I think it was robbed. I didn't hear about it in that Oscar season, which is truly unfortunate. Gus says the Twilight set is 90 at Best Buy. You can only get the 2 to 5 only in that set. Oh, interesting. $90? Meh. That's maybe not bad. I was expecting to be over 100 easily. Code Anime fan, Sam Elliott has a very strange career. Even when he's in something goofy, he still gives a cool, dignified performance. I would agree with that. I think so. I think he elevates some characters. Ethan says he owns the Bigfoot movie, but hasn't watched it yet. Oh, we're going to need a report, dude. You're going to need to watch that ASAP. I'm going to need you to check that out and tell me. Report back. Tell me what it's like. Gus, Guarding Tess is amazing. I saw that in theaters. Oh, interesting. Gus, big fan of the comedy. So is it true? Is she the first lady? Is he her bodyguard? Sounds good. It's not going to top Sinbad. Sinbad's the best bodyguard of first children. And Danaverse has always seen guarding Tess. And it was weird when it tried to get vaguely romantic. Ooh. Oh. Shirley MacLaine. You dog. Let me see. Daniverse also saw First Kid. Good. I'm not the only one. First Kid was such a weird movie, says 123 Rock Fan. Hey, you didn't get it, sir. You didn't get it. It's a classic. My favorite Sinbad movie will always be House Guest. I haven't seen that one, but he has a good track record with me, so I'll have to check out House Guest. He also has a good appearance in Always Sunny in Philadelphia, where he plays a crazy person. Yes, Mr. Noodle was the villain in First Kid. You're making me want to watch it. Good. I'm glad. If I can, go each day making someone want to watch First Kid, then I've done my job. Timothy Busfield is the villain of First Kid. Michael Jeter was the jerk owner in Air Bud. Oh, no way. Is that true? No, they look the same, man. There's no way. They have to be the same person. I gotta do some research because they look so similar. Timothy Busfield and Michael Jeter. I knew he was in Air Bud, but I thought they were the same person. That's crazy. Are they related? They look identical. Air Bud too. Air Bud, another classic. That wow, man. When he sends the dog home, not a dry eye in the house. An internet user, Elmo will never look at Mr. Noodle the same way again. Well, he's an evil clown. If I am wrong and he is just an Air Bud, he's at least an evil clown that wants to kick a dog in the face. So he's still there. There is a woman I've seen on this is Michael Smith. There's a woman I've seen on other podcasts whose niche is movies where children get killed. She seems to really enjoy them. Strange. Wow. Whatever floats your boat, I guess. That's very... Michael Smith. I have no response. I have nothing to say to that. That's very strange. I agree. Strange. Brent is looking ahead at seeing what's coming out soon. We got to get back to these, but you guys are making me laugh in the chat, so I'm talking to you guys. Zeta Generous back again. I thought Color Out of Space was pretty good. It is based on an H.P. Lovecraft story and has pretty good practical effects. The color is represented with magenta. Director of Hardware. Interesting. Wow. It's based on an H.P. Lovecraft story and has pretty good practical effects. Let me see. Gus Emeretti. She's the ex-first lady, and he is her bodyguard. Okay, cool. So I was pretty close to that. Let's see what else is coming out this week, and we will... Oh my gosh, we got so much. I'm not going to be able to cover everything this week, because some of it is just re-releases. But we are getting a Leave It to Beaver complete Blu-ray collection coming out from Universal Studios. Look at that. That's beautiful. You've got Season 1, Season 2, Season 3, 4, 5, and 6, all on Blu-ray in a nice slipcase. I've seen a review of this, and apparently the transfers are looking really good. All 234 episodes. I've never seen Leave It to Beaver. That's not a show. I got into some other shows from the time, like Andy Griffith, but I've not seen any Leave It to Beaver. That's pretty cool. Complete series, and it's only $115.99. That's pretty cool. Leave It to Beaver if you're a fan. Not Beaver. Beaver. Leave It to Beaver. How is that not a thing? All right. Next up, we've got Rapa Nui. Rapa Nui is getting a Blu-ray from the Warner Archive Collection. I don't know how to say this title, but it's tenuously based on the legends of Easter Island, Chile. This story details a civil war between the two tribes on the island, the long ears and the short ears. A warrior from the ruling class falls in love with a girl from the lower class and must decide on his position in a time of great civil unrest. Interesting. This is pretty new, it looks like. 1994, like I said, all 90s movies coming out this week. 1994 in the Warner Archive Collection. I usually know them for doing more classic, older films, but that's pretty cool. They're branching out. They've got some 90s films. And that sounds fascinating. I've never seen a movie on the Easter Island, so that's pretty cool. Coming out from Warner Archive. $20 right now on Amazon. And then we've got some more obscure things here. I'll run down quickly. We've got another Warner Archive Collection. They're up there with Kino Lorber for dropping stuff all the time. This is In Love and War. And we've got the Warner Archive Collection, Sandra Bullock and Chris O'Donnell. Excuse me, guys. I am so sorry. I'm gonna have to take a quick break and take care of my son. I think he's still crying up there. So hang on. Don't go anywhere. I will be right back. Hold on one second. Sorry about that, guys. Grace is asleep, and one of my kids was awake and just needed to get some water and use the restroom real quick. So I'm back, and we can keep talking. So we've got Sandra Bullock and Chris O'Donnell in the In Love... Sorry, I ran up the stairs really fast. I'm out of breath. In Love and War. Here we go. Another Warner Archive release. And I'm going to guess it's a 90s movie because it's, 1996. Everything this week is from the 90s, apparently. And we've got tons more stuff coming out here. So a little bit of TV stuff. We've got the Spirited Away live on stage Blu-ray. I have not seen that. I've seen the animated version, of course, but I have not seen the live action one. But there you go. Wow. She looks pretty good. Is that good? I guess it's getting a G-Kids full slipcover release. Interesting. Let me know if the Spirited Away live on stage is any good. I'm not a big stage person, but it's cool that it's getting a Blu-ray. That's coming out from Shout Factory. It says it's one movie, but it has 2 cuts. And that came out in 2022, so 2 different cuts of that film. And what else? Anything big? Oh, this I wanted to talk about for sure. Here we go. We've got Disney. This is crazy. Have you guys heard about this? Someone told me about this on a live stream a while back, or in the comments or something. Look at this. Look at this insanity. This is an overview. This is the Disney Legacy Animated Film Collection Blu-ray. So this is like not every animated movie they've ever made, but it's every Walt Disney Animation Studios film. So their main line, and then it's every Pixar film, because they bought Pixar, and then it also includes a few of the Disney Toon Studios. Is that what it's called? The one that produced like a Goofy movie and a couple other of the sequels. And I think some of the sequels, but not all of those, of course, are on here. But it's 100 films, 100 animated movies from Disney. It's got this weird packaging. It's got this big, it's all white and like gold, and it's got this big box that opens up. And then inside there's these 3 self-standing volumes that come out. And then they're like books. So you can see here, it's got the years. Also, you got 1937 Snow White, 1940 Fantasia, and Pinocchio, 41, 42, 43, with Dumbo, Bambi, and Saludos Amigos. And it just goes through all the films. I looked at the list. The list is so crazy and comprehensive. I have no use for this because I pretty much own all these films anyway. But that's crazy. So weird. Such a weird thing to release because it's just Blu-ray. And they've already released several of their films on 4K. That seems like a super weird release. Just to get them out there, just to, I guess, do something special for the 100th anniversary. But I don't know. That seems very strange. To release those all in one big giant set on Blu-ray. And not include any of the 4Ks. Anybody excited about that? 123 Rock Fan says the box looks like something from a cult. LOL. Seriously, it looks, you know what it looks like? As someone who's like online all the time looking at movies, it looks like one of those, there's like all these bootleg, there's like, it'll be like all of the Studio Ghibli films on Blu-ray, and it'll be like this bootleg box that has like all of the Studio Ghibli films in it. It looks like one of those, like one of those bootleg things that you can buy online that you get advertised on social media. But it's real, and it's licensed from Disney. I don't know why it looks so bad. It looks very strange. Sorry if you're excited about that, but it looks super, super weird. And it's also insanely expensive. I can't even remember. It doesn't say here. You can't buy it on Amazon. I think you have to buy it directly from someone else. But isn't it like $1,000? I can't remember. It was like an insane amount. But, I mean, you know what you're getting. It's all 100 Disney animated movies. It's pretty cool, I guess, but it was like an obscene amount of money. It was like if you bought them all separately. And then we've got The Fog of War, 11 Lessons from the Life of Robert S. McNamara. Getting a Blu-ray release from Sony Pictures. We've gone into the 2000s now. We're in the new millennia. 2003 film. And here it is, The Fog of War. Someone was talking about this. Brent was talking about this. This is, wow, this looks awesome. What is this? This is an Errol Morris film. It won Best Director at the DJ Award. It won Best Editing. These are both nominees. but it did win Best Documentary Feature at the Independent Spirit Award, National Board of Review. And then we've got Centerpiece Selection, 3 nominations there as well. So this is a pretty prestigious documentary. The Fog of War. I have not seen this documentary. I'm so behind on documentaries. Let's see what it says here. About Robert McNamara, Secretary of Defense in the Kennedy and Johnson administrations, who subsequently became president of the World Bank. Interesting. So kind of a political documentary. Let's see what else we got here. Run down some quick ones here. We've already talked about Equalizer 3, The Nun 2, and The Last Picture Show, but we've got Short Circuit 2. Short Circuit 2 is getting a Blu-ray, another Sony Pictures release, 1988. Some say he's nuts, some say he's bolts, but can number 5 make it in the big bad city? I did not know there was a Short Circuit 2. I know Short Circuit 1 is kind of like a cult classic, but I have not seen Short Circuit 2. So that's interesting. Another RLJ Entertainment 4K Steelbook from, this is called Arizona. The heat is on, but it's a dry heat. Another action movie from RLJ. RLJ putting out a lot of Steelbooks this week. There's one more thing that I wanted to talk about, and I'm surprised it's not higher up on this list. Usually these are sorted by popularity. This one's way down here at the bottom. This is the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse 4K 2-movie collection. So this is Into the Spider-Verse and Across the Spider-Verse on 4K, and it's this kind of cool packaging. So you've got a digipack. This is actually pretty cool. I'll talk about that in a second, but look at that. You've got the fold-out digipack, and it's kind of in a square. Kind of looks like a record, like a smaller record. And then it actually includes a record of the soundtrack. So you've got that right there. And you've got a full notebook that it comes with. It's got some art cards that are actually kind of cool because they're covers, famous covers. You've got the first 2099 comic that I actually have. So I'm very familiar with that cover. But there you go. First and second film in this lovely little square box. The only thing that's holding me back from picking this up, because I actually really do like it, one, the price. Obviously, because it's $90. It was on sale for $90. It's originally $120, but also it's a trilogy. So why would I buy the first two when I know that there's going to be a box set for the trilogy that comes out in a year or so, or whenever the movie comes out? But yeah, I really like Into the Spider-Verse, one of my favorite movies of all time. Across the Spider-Verse, I really, really love too. But I don't know if I want to go ahead and pick it up. Maybe I don't know. It's still a very cool release, even if you just want to have those two. And you don't feel like, I don't own Across the Spider-Verse yet, so that would be a cool way to get it. But yeah, link will be in the description. It is available on Amazon. I don't know why it's not as more popular than it is, but there it is, all the way at the bottom of the list. Across the Spider-Verse double feature. And then one last thing I wanted to talk about here. This is The Aviator's Wife getting a Blu-ray release from Metagraph Pictures. So I should have got it down, but a little while ago I did a video on the Eric Romer collection that from the box set from Arrow Academy that I just bought. I did a review of it. Check that video out if you haven't. But one of the films in that box set is The Aviator's Wife. And this is getting a single release. And I think several of those films in that box set are getting single releases from this company. So that's very cool. I am always happy to talk about some Eric Romer. And I have not seen The Aviator's Wife yet. That's one of the ones I need to get to still. But if you know Eric Romer, then you know what you're getting, because his films are all very similar. And I love them all. Haven't really seen one that I didn't like from him yet. So I can't wait to check out Aviator's Wife. Maybe start with that one and then pick up the rest of the ones in this set. It looks like my Boyfriends and Girlfriends is also getting a release from them. And then the Four Adventures. So yeah, that's very cool. Very happy that his movies are getting a little bit more of a wide release, because they've been hard to get. I had to buy some Region B collections in order to get some Eric Romer stuff. Let's hop back, see what people are saying. Whoa. Here we go. Right here. So here it is. This is what I was asking about. Gus says it is $1,500 for the Disney Movie Club set, and it's only available at Walmart and on Disney Movie Club for that big ugly white box. $1,500. Who is going to drop $1,500 on some Disney movies? Like, I'm a proponent of physical media. I wouldn't tell anyone to do that. That's insane. $1,500? Like, you got to be a huge Disney fan for that. Internet user, I want to dump paint all over that box set for some reason. Yeah, it looks like a color. It looks like an unpainted coloring book, kind of. Kevin House, The Fog of War is indeed well worth seeing. Good to hear. Good to hear. Kevin House checking out all kinds of films. Kevin House is a fountain of knowledge, and it seems like he even checks out some documentaries. Ethan says, and a lot of those Disney films are available on 4K, but you're getting Blu-ray in the box set. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Why would they release this? It's like this was supposed to come out like 10 years ago. So strange. I don't know what that's about. I want to know. Someone's got to pay for it. I don't know who, but maybe I can find a YouTube video of it. I think I watched this in high school. Not sure what 123 Rock fan was talking about when he said that, but Brent, can't go wrong with Errol Morris film Love, Vernon, Florida / Gates of Heaven. That's on Criterion. Interesting. Criterion has a really great lineup of films coming out for their December lineup on the channel that I'm excited about. Maybe I'll talk about that at some point. Ethan also seconds Errol Morris is great. And then Daniverse also seconds The Fog of War. So very cool. So still some things coming out that people are excited about. Jay Hutch says the box set is still about 1/68th the amount of a family trip to Disney World. I didn't know where you were going with that. Yeah, man, that's bumming me out. I would love to take my kids to Disney World, but it's like a month's rent to go. It's insane. I hate how much it costs because I know my kids would love it, but I ain't got that kind of money. I can't take them. I wish I could. Daniver said, just watched Short Circuit 2 recently. Wow, what a coincidence. Might be better than the first. Whoa. Hot take from Daniverse. I don't know if that's a hot take or not. Maybe that's a cold take. I don't know. I haven't seen Short Circuit or Short Circuit 2. Brent says he's watching Oppenheimer, made him want to go back and watch Fog of War. Great film. Very cool. Very cool. Another new name I'm not used to saying here. Arturitas. Arturitas? I don't know what he's talking about, but he says Blue Balls, his autobiography. Interesting. And then Code says $90 for 2 Spider-Verse films is a ripoff. yeah, it's steep. I'm probably not gonna pick that one up, but what are you gonna do? Sony always got to make money. Denver says The Aviator's Wife is an Eric Romer classic. I still need to see. Yes, I've seen, I think like 11 or 12 of his films now, but I have not seen Aviator's Wife yet. So I got to get to that one soon. But I got to watch A Tale of Winter first because we are almost in winter, and I gotta check that one off the list. I can't believe they made a spin-off of the Scorsese film The Aviator. Well, I don't think it's going to be anything like that. If you're, as someone who's familiar with both directors, I think they're going to be very different. If you haven't seen any Romer, don't get your hope. I mean, don't go into it thinking it's going to be a Scorsese movie. Brent says, I'm obsessed with Eric Romer. I really want the Seasons 4 films on Blu-ray. I know you have that box set. Such a great find. Yes. I think that might be, it's definitely top 5 of anything I own on physical media. Love that box set. Really wish that I could have got it for cheaper because I paid quite a bit of money for it. But I think it's worth it. Those films look great, and I really liked the packaging on that one. Yeah, you would. Code Anime says you'd have to be a Disney super fan to get that set. Henry says, with Short Circuit, I see where the inspiration for WALL-E came from. WALL-E is a great film. That is in the Criterion Collection, so maybe pick that one up this month in the November sale. But I see that one every time I go to the store. That's always there. They always have that one stocked. So you should have no problem finding that one, as long as your Barnes & Noble still has physical media. And that's it, man. I think we touched on everything. We've got some anime stuff here that's coming out that I am not the person to talk about because I have no idea, what's going on there. And then we've also got, we've got some re-releases of, some films that have been out for a while, like Tag and Watchmen and Game Night. Those are just re-releases. Everyone already, everybody knows about those. But I did want to touch on this because not only is Equalizer 3 getting the standard 4K, the standard Blu-ray, and the Best Buy exclusive Steelbook, it's also getting a Walmart exclusive Steelbook. Somehow Walmart got their hat in the ring, and they have an exclusive Steelbook as well as Best Buy, and that's coming out from Sony Pictures, and here's the cover on that. which is same face, same cover, but they've at least like put some action around him. Like it's like he's breaking out of this sculpture. He's breaking out of a statue, but he's still doing it while not moving a muscle and just staring at me. But there it is, jaw-dropping action that will blow you away. Equalizer 3, a Walmart exclusive Steelbook. Take it home today. That's a wrap, folks. That's everything coming out. Whew. And that was a lot. And I did not drink enough during that. So I'm going to take another swig of tea to save my voice. I'm going to finish up talking to you guys here. Thank you guys so much for joining me. We've had a big crowd tonight. Sorry I had to run off for a second, but I think it was a pretty good stream. I had a lot of stuff to go over, and you guys had a lot of stuff to say, and I'm glad that you did, because I learned quite a bit from this stream, like I always do. Gus made the exact same joke about the Aviator too. Michael Smith, the problem with that box set, can't get over this Disney box set because it's just that weird, is it's only Rabbit fans would get it, but they probably already have them already. Exactly, like me. Like I have every Disney animated film except for 2. I still need to get Hunchback and Hercules, but once I have those, I'll have all of them. And pretty much all the Pixar films too. So I don't know, anyone who's going to drop, you're exactly right, anyone who's going to drop $1,500 on a Disney animated film box set is going to already have all those movies. I don't know who that's for. People just want to burn money, I guess, who just have too much of it. An internet user with Romare, I've seen his 6 Moral Tales and his 4 season films. That's a great place to start. That's what I would recommend, honestly, because I started with the 6 Moral Tales as well, and then I went to the 4 seasons. Well, I went to 2 of the 4 seasons, and then I branched off and went into some of his comedies and proverbs. But yeah, 6 Moral Tales is a great place to start, I think. If you are a, like, I think if you're a guy, definitely start with the 6 Moral Tales, because those are very male-centric. They're very much from the male perspective and how bad at relationships we can be and how bad at treating people we can be, and especially when we're young and dumb and like in our college years. So those hit me really hard. I know those, for a lot of other guys, they're really great. I would recommend everyone watch those like in their college years. But I guess he does a lot of other, films from female perspective too. He's really good at that. Like if you watch, what's that one called? Pauline at the Beach is an incredible film. The Green Ray is an incredible film about a woman who's lonely, who goes on vacation. And so yeah, he's done it all. But I think, yeah, if you're a young guy, the 6 Moral Tales is a perfect place to start. Highly recommend it. And those are the most easy to get too. Those are the most accessible. You can get them on Criterion Channel, I believe. You can watch them on HBO Max, or just Max as it's called now, and you can get them in the those are the only ones that are in the Criterion collection. It's got that lovely box set that you can get. So yeah, I highly recommend starting there. And if you like it, and even if you don't like it, you still may like some of his other films, because those are early films, like I said, that have a very specific purpose. And if you want to branch out and look at his other films that are just more general romance films, then you can check out some of his later stuff. 123 Rock fan, I've been on a Clint Eastwood kick the past few weeks. Watched Play Misty for Me and The Beguiled for the first time. Completely unhinged movies. LOL, yeah, I have not seen either of those, but they have very strange titles. And yeah, that's really cool. I'm not caught up on my Clint Eastwood either. That's kind of a filmmaker that I've not caught up on. He would not be on my Mount Rushmore, like was mentioned earlier, but maybe he'd be on somebody's Mount Rushmore. I know he's got some. I know a lot of people love the Mr. Eastwood. But here we go. I think we've done it. I think we've wrapped it up. I think we've talked about everything we need to talk about. We've kept it pretty brief tonight. We're right over an hour. We're at an hour 11. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and thank you guys for keeping me company here tonight as I had to barrel through all of these releases. Quite a bit of stuff coming out tomorrow. Make sure you check out your local Best Buys, and if you don't have a Best Buy that still has physical media, like I said, I put all the links to these films in the description. You can buy them off Amazon if you're interested in any of these, or of course, if they're like a boutique label like Kino Lorber, you can also go to their websites and support them instead of supporting the Amazon overlords. But that's all I've got. That's all the news that's fit to print, and that's all I've got to share with you this evening. It's a fun night. I love Monday nights. I love getting to talk about movies with you guys. And we'll be back again next week. Like I said, we do this every single week, going through everything. And let me take a quick glance at what is coming out next week. Oh, okay, so we've got Oppenheimer next week. We've got Mean Streets from Criterion. We've got Stalag 17, which is one that I really want to get. So a lot of good stuff coming out next week. Got a box set from Indicator. Very cool stuff. So tune in next week. We'll do this again and talk about lots of cool movies that are coming out. But until next time, keep collecting physical media. And I'll be back with another video real soon. Whew, we did it. We made it through. See you guys.